Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your closing bell for January 27th, 2026. And mortgage rates, they continue their descent right in the range that I'm expecting. But we have some interesting information coming out in the next couple days. And no, it's not the Federal Reserve coming in tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in a second. It's right through here. Do you realize the government might shut down once again over the weekend? So I hope they don't put us through this once again. But you're not here for these things. You're here for these things over through here. So if you're a homeowner, maybe a home buyer, maybe a realtor or loan officer trying to figure out what's going on with these, we're going to talk about the government shutdown. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve because I want to make sure you understand what in the heck is going on with those and the whys behind it. So yeah, we have maybe the federal government shutting down once again over the weekend, but the main thing we want to concentrate on right now is what the Federal Reserve is going to do at the next meeting. Now we have this former Fed official from Cleveland. Now look at this title. She's some Wharton School something president, blah, 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 and she's a director of something, but she used to sit on the Federal Reserve. Let's get her take on some of this, and I think it might just be a broken record, but we're going to go over that, and then I'm going to show you the last minute financial information that we're getting right before the Federal Reserve meets, and we're going to tie it all together and try to figure out what's going to go on with rates. And the reason why I do this, folks, is my name is Dan Frio. I'm actually a licensed mortgage loan officer in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. If you need some help out there with a mortgage looking to buy or refinance, I'd love to help you. So let's get over to Becky over at CNBC, and let's see what the former Fed official from Cleveland has to say about what the Federal Reserve is going to do at the next meeting or maybe the next few meetings. Take it away, Becky.
Just as former Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester. She's now a senior scholar at Princeton University's Griswold Center, an adjunct professor of finance at UPenn's Wharton School, and a CNBC contributor. And Loretta, thank you for being with us this morning. What's your take? You think the Fed stands pat here?
Yeah, for sure. The Fed's going to stand pat. There's no rationale for doing another cut. You know, they've cut 75 basis points. They took out the insurance on the softness in the labor market. Now's a good time to watch and wait. Inflation's still elevated. And, you know, there's no urgency to do one thing or another. So standing pat now just makes a lot of sense to me.
I would be in the same camp there. We have inflation that's higher than expected. We don't have a jobs market that's crashing, so I'm not expecting the Fed to really do anything. They might give us some content on what their thoughts are going in the future, but really nothing going on there. If you actually look at the bond market today, and this is what we follow when we watch mortgage rates, we follow the MBS market right there. That means it's a mortgage bond. Okay, really what this thing does is tells us what's going on with mortgage rates. All you have to understand is the numbers over there. If the number's going up, well, that means mortgage prices are going up. That means mortgage rates are coming down. There's a kind of a yin-yang effect. So prices up, rates come down. That's a pretty good trend today, but really it caused rates to just trickle just a little bit. But the biggest news is, yeah, the federal government might shut down once again. But we did have some ADP payroll numbers come in, and this is the last reporting numbers that we're going to get before the Fed meets tomorrow and actually tells us what they're going to do. But behind the scenes, there was something else that was posted today, and it is the S&P CSHP. What in the heck is that? It's actually the Case-Shiller Index. It tells us what's going on with home prices. Well, they're actually stable, kind of like what I was saying. I'm expecting mortgage or home prices to stay stagnant once again this year, and that's actually right in line. And we're not seeing a huge crash in the markets, and a lot of people are expecting that. So just wanted to give you a little bit of a bead. If you're a homeowner right now, what's going on with the markets? And if you've been on the sidelines waiting to buy, you know, what markets are looking like right now. But if you're a homeowner right now, I got a tool for you. If you bought, maybe the rate was 7.5, maybe even 8%. Should you refinance? Does it make sense to refinance, even if we know rates are coming down? Well, I created a tool right up through there. It's called RateWatch 2.1. Well, we put this thing on steroids. What I did is I got overwhelmed. So I got a system created that I monitor daily. We don't sell the data. So what I want you to do is put your mortgage information in there and let me know what rate you'd like to refinance or how much of a savings each month would you like to refinance. When either of those hit, I'll call you, I'll text you, I'll email you. We'll go over what the new payment would be, what your costs would be. You need to know that, and what your break-even point. If it's under a year, it's probably a no-brainer to do it. But where do I think things are going to go from here? So we know the housing market isn't really crumbling, and I have a special interview coming out later this week with a realtor down in Texas, right around the Austin area, and she's going to give us her take on what that market looks like. So please check out that video. It's pretty intriguing. But the biggest thing we want to focus in on is what's going to happen with these and why. Okay, so here's what's going to happen tomorrow. The Federal Reserve's got all the numbers that they need, and they're going to come in and say, we're not going going to do anything. There is probably a what percent chance of what the Federal Reserve is going to do in 22 hours. That number is 97% chance that they're not going to do anything. They're going to keep rates right where they are. And that's what I'm expecting as well. But let's get to the probability section of here. And here's all the numbers. Well, they don't know what they're going to do. The former Fed official kind of say they're data dependent. So what data are they watching? Well, they're watching inflation and they're watching the jobs numbers. So that's what we come do. We follow each day. So if you're trying to track rates, you might even be a realtor or loan officer trying to advise your clients. Make sure you subscribe over there so you can learn how this works every day and kind of monitor rates and help them get into the best position they can. Or maybe you're looking to build the latter part of this year. Should you be concerned that rates might jump? Well, let's break it down. The inflation numbers we've been getting are kind of benign. They might tick up a little bit more, but everybody's shock and all was, remember last March, we're like, okay, tariffs, what are they going to do? Well, they've been already put into the system, and they increased the inflation rates a little bit, but nothing really dramatic that would cause the Federal Reserve to say, hey, wait a second, we're going to now start inching rates up. Then you look at the jobs market, and so far that's not crumbling as well. Everybody says it's basically there's a low hire, low fire. So it's a kind of just a net neutral market. So there's no real reasons for any things to really move right now. So that's why I say subscribe every day. I don't really think mortgage rates are going to move until the data really deems that, and that data is going to come down the pike, and that's what we focus in on each day. So my name is Dan Frio. I do this report each day, and the reason why I do it is I'm a licensed loan officer in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. My slogan here is one application, one credit pool. You imagine just doing those two things and getting quotes and comparisons of over 30 different lenders. How? Well, the bank I work at, I'm blessed to have a license in the whole country. But they also did this. They're like, okay, we're going to get set up with multiple banks, credit unions, other lenders. So when people call in, we want all these options. And that's what we're going to do. It's kind of a conglomerate. Think of it that way. So that's what we do. So you'll be able to work with yours truly during this whole process. So if you're looking to buy a house, please check out all this data. We have over 6,000 YouTube videos out there, so you can probably find something you like there. If you're looking to refinance, does it make sense? Put your mortgage information in there, and I got some calculators coming out, and I have some calculators down below. Check those out, folks. I don't know if you missed them, but I got 5 or 6 calculators down there. Most of them are free if you figure out how to do it, and I'm not going to show you how. You're going to have to read the instructions down below. If not, check them out, especially if you're a loan officer. This is earth-changing for your business. So folks, my name is Dan Frio. If you're out there trying to figure out, does it make sense to refinance, or can I buy a house? Or also, you're trying to understand what's going on with these. My goal hopefully today is, now that you know what's going on with the inflation numbers, the federal government shutting down, even the former Fed official saying the Federal Reserve is not going to do anything at tomorrow's meeting. Hopefully now you understand a little bit more about what in the heck went on with those today and why. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow at the opening bell to let you know what happens, and then we will be live when the Federal Reserve comes out and tells us what they're going to do tomorrow. And I'm going to show you the market reactions to this, and it might be a little bit more surprising than you think. So join us then, and leave any comments that you have down below, but check out those calendars, folks, or calculators. There's a lot of tools down there that I think you can find useful. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.